You guys, what's good? Hope you're having a jack day so far. So today we're gonna go over, can you build muscle, lose body fat at the same time? Even though technically it's contradictory in nature in the sense like you're trying to put on tissue, lose tissue at the same time. But I do think especially after I go through the video, you'll realize it too. It is fairly doable, and I would actually recommend most people to start off in this phase, even stick through it majority of their training career, especially if you're not looking forward to like, okay, I gotta go step on stage. You're trying to make a lifestyle change, feel good, look good. It just takes time. If you have patience, you can get really good results doing this approach, okay? Especially, brown guys, we're up and down. We're like, I'm either gonna bulk, eat everything in sight, or I'm gonna cut down really, really hard, cut out all the tortilla, lose a bunch of weight, and we gain it back. So we go in these circles. So this may be a bit sustainable long-term as well, okay? Actually, let me define what is recomposition first, okay? So basically, really basic sense, build muscle, lose body fat. That's all it is. That's all recomposition is. You recomposing your body fat, like you're gaining some muscle, losing some body fat. Usually how it's done is people, in a basic sense, you eat around your maintenance calories, so you maintain your body weight, but you build muscle, lose body fat that same weight while maintaining your body weight, and your physique is changing, okay? So the big thing you'll realize in this whole process, and if you are planning to do body recomposition, is please don't rely on the scale as much, even though you use it as a tool to see if your weight's maintaining or not. You don't want to gain or lose too much, right? You want to stay around that same range average-wise on a weekly basis. But is your physique improving consistently? Is your strength improving in the gym? Okay, that's gonna be the biggest thing the whole time. So let's get into who is it for specifically, okay? Number one, if you're new, you'll start with your composition. You don't need to go into a crazy bulk. The reason being, if you just start adding more food and you don't know how to train, you're just gonna get fat. Yes, you'll get bigger and you'll gain some muscle as well because you have newbie gains, but you can get those newbie gains without getting fat, bro, okay? Or you're detrained. You haven't trained for a while and you're coming back into training. Muscle memory is a real thing. It's not a bro science thing. So you can gain that muscle fairly fast without eating too much in a surplus. Number two, if you're overweight, and majority of us maybe in this category, maybe, right? And we've never tracked calories because there's too much work. You're just being lazy. Be disciplined and understand anything in life, you want some reward, you have to put work in for it, right? But if you're in the state, lucky for you, you can be in a position where you can drop a lot of body fat, gain some muscle, like a bunch of people I've worked with already and currently working with, okay? So this might be you if you have body fat percentage over like 20, 25, 30, 35%, and you never track calories. Recomposition may be for you. Lastly, this might be also you, okay? So these two categories is majority of the people I'm guessing that are watching, right? Is you have a hectic lifestyle, busy schedule. We got tintumintus, we got work, we got career, we got opening of a business, we got family, whatever, all these obligations. So we're only able to make it to the gym for 3 to 4 times a week. That's like a 40, 50 minute session, nothing too crazy. And hectic lifestyle, right? So there's no point in being a crazy surplus because you already have a lot of rest days technically. So you have enough recovery, but those 3 to 4 sessions you're doing with high intention, you're improving performance, right? So you can eat around maintenance the whole time without eating too little, right? Or too much, and still gain muscle, lose body fat. So if you have a hectic lifestyle, we're only making in the gym 3 to 4 times a week. We're obviously progressing in the gym sessions, right? Recomposition may be for you, okay? And also like with a hectic lifestyle, it's really hard to bulk too much because it's hard to get all those meals in. It's really hard to cut sometimes because you have a hectic lifestyle, right? So it does not work if you're sticking to a cut or bulk. It's probably better to sustain what you have and just over time build a nice lifestyle and lose some body fat, gain some muscle. Just be patient with it, okay? So that's what it is. That's what it's for. And now let's get into the how can you recomposition. How can you do this, okay? So the setup. Number one for the setup is gonna be the calorie intake, right? Actually, before I get into the calorie intake, for your main mindset going into it, think about improving your pictures. Physique, how you look is the biggest thing that matters in a recomposition phase. If that's consistently improving, you're good. If you're looking jacked or tighter and leaner, you're good. Don't worry about the scale. Oh, scale went up, scale went down. Don't worry about it. If your performance is improving in the gym, physique is improving, you're chilling, okay? So that's the big thing. And then the second thing I would say is gonna be a caloric intake. So you wanna start at maintenance calories, okay? Again, maintenance looks different person to person. That's why it's important to track. If you look at my other videos on like bulk cutting, I go over this as well. But initially, if you wanna track your maintenance or get what your maintenance calories is, do your body weight times 13 to 15. I would do 13 if you're fairly sedentary, not moving at all. I would do 15 if you're, active, getting 10K steps a day, chilling, okay? So that's how you calculate your maintenance calories. Or if you have a lot of body fat, like you're in this overweight category, you can probably get away with a slight deficit 200, 300 calorie deficit and you should be chilling, okay? Number 2 will be protein intake. So protein, I would actually go a little bit higher. I would start off with 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per body weight, okay? And the reason I say higher protein intake is gonna make you feel satiated, but also help you with recovery in the gym, okay? So start with a high protein diet right off the bat. This is gonna give you just more food in general, more volume, but you'll still feel satiated at maintenance calories, okay? And then the third thing is carbs. This one, you can take 2 approaches. One simple approach is you just eat the same thing every day, right? You stay at the same calories, no stress. But the other approach will be you eat a little bit lesser carbs on non-gym days and a bit more carbs on gym days. So the days you're training, maybe you're eating 300, 350 grams of carbs, and the days you're not training, maybe you're eating 200 grams of carbs. But this is why finding where your maintenance calories baseline is supposed to be, and then you can take a 7-day average and break that apart. If you guys need questions on that, you can obviously DM me, but lower carbs around your training, and the way I kind of do it easily is like, okay, I'm not training today, so I'm not gonna have a pre and post workout carb meal. I'm just gonna have my protein and fats, chilling, easy, okay? And that way, like on your non-training days, you're technically cutting, and the training days, you're bulking in a way, right? Where you're recomping throughout the week. So that's how you set up your maintenance calories, protein and carbs, and the rest can be fats. The last or the fourth thing will be cardio and steps movement. Again, this highly depends on how much time you can allocate to this, but also how high your body fat is. And also in terms of like, if your body weight is maintaining and what your calories look like, right? So if your main focus initially is just health sustainability, start with the steps. At least start aiming for 8 to 12K steps a day. And then there's 30 minutes of cardio. If you're higher body fat, you can get away with more movement. Then I would start off with like 60 to 100 minutes of cardio, 12 to 13K steps, okay? But in general, at least you get the steps in so it's sustainable and make sure your lifestyle is getting healthier. You want to become somebody who's just healthy, you know what I'm saying? And the fifth thing, training. This is up with a star beside it. This is by far the most important part in the recomposition phase. If your training performance is not improving in the gym, you're not gonna make any gains. A lot of us, we go through bulks and we get fat and we make no gains because we just eat a lot of food. We don't get jacked, we don't get strong in the gym. Same thing in the recomposition. To build muscle tissue, the muscle has to have impact on it or some force on it that it has never seen before or felt before. So it's adapt and grow to it, right? So you have to progressively train in the gym. And progression doesn't just mean more weight, more weight. You can progress through different movements, more volume in the gym, higher reps, more range of motion, controlling your movement, less Brampton reps, right? So it doesn't always have to be more weight, but just make sure the 3 to 4 days you're doing in the gym, you're consistently progressing, you're moving forward. This is why tracking things is so important. Like we do on the Trying to Get Jacked app, you can do on your notes app, whatever you want to use. But make sure in the recomposition phase, training performance continuously improves, okay? That is major, major key. The sixth thing, this is by far one of the important things too, and a lot of times like people, you know, my scale is not moving, I'm in a plateau. It's a lot due to the sleep and stress. If your stress is really high and your sleep is not good, your body's not gonna react the way you want it to, okay? So instead of being like more cardio, lesser calories, more training, save that time and go sleep, okay? So make sure your sleep and stress is managed and you'll notice you feel better and it's sustainable and your lifestyle feels healthier, but also it's really, really important for the muscle building aspect and getting leaner aspect, okay? If you literally improve your sleep, your movement, train really hard, get higher protein in, eat at maintenance, you'll start to do that recomposition right off the bat, okay? And then this is the basic guideline of it. Again, it's gonna depend individual to individual. When you start, you know, structuring your training, structuring your calories, and then start actually inputting the data training, you'll see, okay, are you recomping or not? So make sure you take daily body weight, you take weekly pictures and see if you're moving in that direction or not, and track your performance throughout the week, okay? Last thing, how long should I recomp for? A lot of you guys technically can do it for a really long time, like almost a year, 2 years, in my opinion, because your lifestyle is so wavy. But if you are consistent for 4 to 5 months, right? You're consistent with your structured workouts, you're consistently progressing, but you're structured 4 to 5 months. After that, depending on how your physique's looking, if you're still fairly high body fat, I would either just pick a cut or I would bulk, okay? And I made this video a couple weeks back as well. It's titled Cut or Bulk. You can kind of watch that if you want to, but then I would pick one path of cutting or bulking, okay? So hopefully this gives you clarity on how to actually recomp, right? How can you actually gain muscle, lose body fat? And it is very, very possible because there are different mechanisms, right? You build muscle tissue through eating food and forcing your muscle to grow. You lose body fat by not having enough food in the system. So you can do that on 2 separate occasions in the same day or in a span of a week, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're basically new to training, right? If you're overweight, never tracked before, hectic lifestyle, recomposition may be for you. Hopefully this helped. Shoot me any questions that you may have. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, Rowan it then. Check out the website below. If you need coaching, if you need training, fill the application out at the website or in my bio on Instagram. If you want a free guide, DM me MiniCut. I'll send you a free guide. But yeah, thanks for the support. Any questions, any other videos you guys want to see, please feel free to reach out, and please like, comment, all the good stuff, and have a juicy day. Okay, bye bye.